Yes, guys, I'm Si. Welcome back to Cardiff City World. Welcome back to the Cymru and Birth podcast, all things Welsh football. And I am delighted to say for the first time in a long time, welcome back, Harry. How are you?
I'm doing well, mate. Yeah. Buzzing to be back with you, mate, to be honest. It's been absolute eternity, hasn't it?
It's been far too long, mate, far too long. And I think the other thing as well is like we had these plans to do some stuff in between, and then just life takes over, doesn't it? Like
life takes over, mate, to say the least, as you know. Yep. Yeah, busy, but no, buzzing to get back to get back with you, like I said, and yeah, just excited to watch Wales play. To be honest, mate, it's been a while, and obviously, yeah, chat to you with it, chat to you about it.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like because it's been so long, you almost forget how good it's been under Craig Bellamy. Like Wales have been really, really good under him, and I think for the first time, particularly like over here, like there's been a bit of negativity about it, about the squad and stuff. Like the Ruben Colwill thing, I knew it was going to happen because he's been so good all the way through preseason, all the way, in the first 8 games. And I had kind of had a little nod that he wasn't going to be in the squad. And I was prepared for it. Like I knew it was coming and I knew people were going to be absolutely raging. And I think from a Cardiff fan kind of perspective, point of view, whatever you want to say, the problem is that the reasoning that he gave last year, I think people could understand, like he hasn't got the right sort of profile. He doesn't sprint and he doesn't like press and do all these things. That kind of was like, yeah, I could see that. Like he doesn't really fit to the side. But then this season, that's all he's done, but also been quality on the ball. And I think most Cardiff fans were like, there's no way you can't pick him. And then he didn't. And he sort of said, I want to see consistency. But then when you look at his stats and his player ratings for this season, it's like 7.5 or 10 is like the lowest he's got all season. Yeah. And it's a bit like, it just feels like personal. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know what it is. But, hopefully it's not. And it's just a case of he's trying to push him to be the best version of himself. And look, at the end of the day, that's working at the moment to some degree. I think obviously his club manager is having a big say on it. But did you think he was going to get in this time around, or were you kind of half expecting him not to be?
I mean, it's hard to say I was expecting him to, just because of how he's been treated, and like you've just alluded to there, maybe he doesn't fit, the Bellamy mold as such. But mate, like, what more can you do? Like, genuinely, I know it's only, however many games into the season, 10 games, let's call it. Looking at his stats here, though, mate, it's actually ridiculous. Like, his SOFA score ratings, I know everything with Bellamy is a lot data-driven, so I think me saying this is quite relevant. It might not be to the wider public, for example, but, like, even just if you want to go off goals and assists, like, he's got fucking 4 goals and 2 assists in, like, 8 games there. Only blanked in 3, Port Vale, Wimbledon, and Luton. But, like, the fact he's playing week in, week out, isn't he captain right now? I know that might sound stupid me asking that.
Yeah. No, he's
captain of Cardiff,
in 90
like
minutes.
Playing alongside his brother and everything. Like, everything's going so well, and it feels like the least thing you could, like, the smallest thing you could do is rewarding him with a place in this squad. And now I say that because we do have that Canadian, friendly game on the second. Like, is there no, like, if you're Bellamy, surely to God, at minimum, you go, I know you can't, like, not have him in the squad for the Kazakhstan, but just say, okay, yeah, I have you in the squad. You might not feature at all, like, at Kazakhstan, but I'm going to see you for 90 minutes against Canada. Like, what harm does that do, Si? Really? I think it does no harm, does it, really? Like, who's missing out? Lewis Kumas? Or is it, a Broadhead?
The thing is, but the other side of it is Ruben's been playing in the exact system that Craig Bellamy uses, single pivot, 2 number 10s playing, or like 2 attacking number 8s who press like crazy. He's been playing the exact role that they use. So I think that's what is like almost like an extra kick in the teeth, I guess, is because like it feels like, come on, what are we doing here? Like, and I think the other side of it then is like you've got like Kai Andrews in there who's played about 6 minutes of football recently, and like people will think this is a Cardiff versus Swansea thing. It's not. I've talked about how good Liam Cullen is for Wales before. Like he really fulfills the role well. But that role that Liam Cullen plays for Wales, Ruben's been doing that. Or, albeit you've got to say it's at League One level, but
but still.
But he's been doing that role and he's much, much better on the ball, much, much more creative, much more like he can carry it and drive.
Way more quality as well, mate. Way more quality.
100%, mate. He's banged in
scoring free kicks from 40 yards.
Yeah, 2 free kicks from 30 yards this season already. Like,
and I know,
it's confusing.
It is.
I actually thought that Joel Colwill was going to be in the squad and Ruben wasn't. Because he 100% suits
energy.
the way Craig Bellamy wants to play, and I do think he'll be in the next one because he's
been
so good.
The Kai Andrew one there, I just looking at the squad, then I've got it in front of me, but that name actually just slipped under my eyes somehow. But I was just more concentrating on like Charlie Crew, gone on loan, hasn't he, to Doncaster? I don't think he's been playing a ton, has he?
He's only just gone there, but I think
fair enough. But like, I don't know. Yeah, in fairness, he has played a couple games. I'm looking here. He started a couple, not scored or anything, but that's not really his job. But I don't know, mate. It just feels like a missed opportunity. Like, is he trying to rile him up? Is he trying to because if I'm Ruben, I'm sorry. Like, at this point now, after the start he's had, what more can you actually do? Can you just you do it for longer? To be fair, there is another international break in like 6 weeks' time, so it'll be telling. If Ruben's kept up the form he's done so far this season, then I think we'll have another conversation in 6 weeks' time, Si. And if he's not in that one, then I think you might have to, and if there's no injuries or anything where like he kind of forces his way in, he has to get in on merit. I do worry that like if he doesn't get in, there's something weird going on. And I don't want to throw out accusations or anything, but it feels weird. I just get a weird sense of like, what more does this kid have to do? And I'm not a Cardiff fan. I'm from Cardiff, but as you know, like I've no sort of stay in it in that sense, or any bias. Sorry, it feels weird, mate. Especially with the names like your Crew, like Charlie Crew does look really good. Kai Andrew looks very athletic for his age and stuff. But again, minutes like he's captain in a League One side, top of the league, man. Like give him a chance. We're not going to spend all pod on it, but it does feel like a missed opportunity, especially with the Canada friendly game. The Kazakhstan one, fine. Don't risk him away there, but give him a chance, man.
Especially when you add in, Dylan Lawler and Ronan Kapakio, who are rightly in the squad, by the way, and like we'll get onto them a bit later. But like it's weird, like because to me, against Canada, I don't think David Brooks is going to play much. I don't think Harry Wilson's going to play much. Nico Williams, those type of guys, 100%. Like the really sort of top end Premier League players. I don't think they're playing against Canada, mate. No so chance. It feels like there's an opportunity there to slip him in and see how he does. Like, he might not be able to do it, but it
more
just
pressure
feels
though, mate. Is there? Like, it's a friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really get it that far right. Yeah, it's weird, mate. It really is because Bellamy himself was a player that I know he worked hard and stuff, and he had his principles, and he has done with as a manager, and I really respect them. But also, Bellamy had like a bit of magic in him, didn't he? Like we know he did. Like he had serious magic. He scored countless goals over the years in massive games where he didn't always just rely on his raw pace or his raw sort of energy or whatever. He did have moments of magic, like your Bales had, like your Ramseys have had over the years. And Colwill, outside of maybe like a Harry Wilson, he's the only one I can think of as a Welsh player right now that can just do something out of absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing. We're talking dead ball specialist. Just shots from outside the box, just anything to where like you need a Bale-esque type of like sort of finish for the game to go your way. I'm not saying he should be starting every game for Wales 90 minutes, but Jesus, man, even as an impact sub for 15, I worry. I do. I do worry about this
criticisms of Robert Page, wasn't it, for that playoff game? Was why he didn't have the likes of Colwill and that on the bench, just for that extra time, like just to chuck someone 100%. On. Who can just do something, just win you the game out of nothing, and do you know what I mean? Like just something.
100%.
But Look, well, like you say, 6 weeks time, I think we'll see. Because the
Yeah.
problem, I guess, if you're Craig Bellamy, I suppose, is this is the first bit of negativity about the squad, and then second of all, if in 6 weeks time Cardiff is still unbeaten and still top of the league, and he's still he's been their best player in every game,
yeah,
and look levels above, and it's like if he does another 6 weeks of that and he still doesn't get in, you're gonna kind of be like, I'm not sure what else he can do.
Mm-hmm.
But interestingly, a few people were saying on the Cardiff City phone-in that I was on earlier, on the radio, they were saying because he's on standby, is my understanding, although that hasn't officially been announced. So I actually think he'll get called up for the Canada game.
Interesting. Okay, yeah.
But a lot of the people on the phone-in show were saying no.
You'd throw it in if you were, wouldn't you? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know him as a person, but
it's a big I'd have a Welsh career, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You don't want to burn bridges, man. You've just got to take whatever opportunity that comes your way, whether that is a second-hand one, whether that is somebody gets injured in the Kazakhstan game and you're called up, by default. You just got to bite your hand off for something, so haven't you, I think? And then it's sometimes the universe rewards you then. You kept your mouth shut. You've gone and, done your job. You've gone there. And then he goes, go have 30 minutes against Canada and you score 3 or whatever, and it's the universe might reward him in that sense, going, you know what, I stuck my head down and, I've reaped the rewards and I didn't sort of sulk and lose my head. And I'd love that to be the fairy tale, if that makes sense, if that is one. Because I think we need players with quality. I'm a massive fan of players, that X factor type of player. That's something I've always been drawn to, watching football. And, you do need hard workers. You need everyone, off the same hymn sheet. But ultimately, you do need players that can do things out of nothing if there's tight games, especially at international level, So, it's disappointing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens after this, Kazakhstan game. That's the focus. It's obviously, World Cup qualifier. Tough place to go, mate. It's fucking on the border of China, isn't it? I know Celtic just struggled. Celtic just went out in the Champions League against the Kazakhstani side. And I know I actually looked today, not many of those players actually play for Kazakhstan, weirdly. They've got 2 or 3. I think the goalie's 17 or something. But I was looking at their squad earlier. They got a player playing for Zenit, a couple of players playing, in certain leagues that, aren't in the Kazakhstani league. Most of them are. And mate, I tell you, it's gonna be a test and a half.
Yeah, artificial pitch, 3:00 in the afternoon as well for me.
Yeah,
it's gonna be difficult, mate. They got a couple of players who play at decent level, a couple of Champions League players. So Wales will have to be at it. And I look at the squad and I was looking at it, and I was like, we seem really thin on the ground, but I couldn't put my finger on who was missing. But of course, Ethan Ampadu being the big one in midfield is such a big difference. Because away from home, if you could go and stick Jordan James and Ethan Ampadu in that midfield to protect the defence, and then you can give a bit of freedom to your Brooks, your Wilson, your Sorba Thomas or whatever. Without him, we do look like we lack that shield. Jordan James is a bit more aggressive in the way he goes to try and get the ball. Whereas
bomb on a little bit, doesn't he?
Ampadu just reads the game and just covers the ground quickly, and it's a big blow. It's his second big injury in a couple of years as well.
Yeah,
are you concerned by that? As a Welsh fan, sort of long term, because sometimes these long term injuries they can be reoccurring, can't they?
They really can, mate, and especially you see in professional football, especially with players like him and your Ben Woodburn probably fell victim to this as well. Playing so many games so early at a young age, big pressure, and unfortunately, I just do think it does have a toll on the body. I don't care how good you are, how well you look after it. It seems to break down. These kids that have been playing from 15, 16, first team football, week in, week out. He's been playing professional football for 8 years. He's fucking 23. It takes a toll on the body, and we've seen sort of proof of that with a couple of big injuries. Now, you could put it down to bad luck and whatever. I'm not a doctor, but at the same time, it is worrying because he's obviously, as far as that position goes, he is our best player by a country mile. If you could even go saying he's the only player in that position, really, he's the only specialist 6. Yeah, when Charlie Crew, matures and stuff, I'm sure he'll turn into the next Ampadu as such. But at the same time, right now, and we don't really have it. I think, Sheehan does a job at a certain level, but it's not Ampadu. Like you said, Jordan James is probably the closest, but again, he loves bombing forward. He's got so much athleticism, and he can do that. Whereas Ampadu likes to sort of camp, in front of the back four basically, and just mop up that way and distribute passes accordingly. And yeah, it is worrying. It is, especially when you're going away to Kazakhstan, like we said. And it does feel a bit light in a way. Obviously, a couple of youngsters going on the trip. I don't know how much we're going to see of your Lawlers and Kipakio. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not. I'll be honest. I haven't seen how good he is, but I'm hearing really good things about this lad.
So just like kind of few things on what you was just saying there. Like I completely agree with you regarding Ampadu. Like he is the six, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he's got a medial knee injury, which is actually says he's only going to miss 3 Premier League games. So it's not a long-term one.
Interesting.
So it's medial collateral ligament in his knee. He got kicked in pre-season by looks.
Started the season well though, mate. He'd been playing for Leeds. Played the first couple.
He just took a kick on the knee, and unfortunately, that's just where it laid him. Hopefully, it'll only be like a few weeks or whatever. But he's going to miss this one. Regarding Ronan Kipakio is a really fascinating one to me because I think the Welsh right back slot is up for grabs.
Wow.
Because I think if you put Nico over to the left, means you can put Ben Davies into the middle.
Yeah. Or
as the left of a 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the right back's up for a slot because I don't think Connor Roberts is up to much.
I agree.
Or certainly he's not improving. Whereas Ronan Kipakio was already very good, very, very quick, very, very aggressive. And from a profile point of view, he's right at Bellamy's alley. Technically excellent.
Yeah.
So he'll be a massive asset for Wales defensively and going forward. And as for Dylan Lawler,
I've seen bits of him.
He's just ridiculous, mate. On the ball, he is someone who, if you're in a tight game like this, like Kazakhstan game is going to be tight, they're going to be really compact in how they set up. And he is able to break lines and play passes from the back where you don't even see it. Like, just an example, there was one in the first game of the season at Peterborough. He had it sort of in the right channel in his own half, and the obvious ball was just like a little 2-yard ball to Kipakio at right back, or go back across to the left central defender, or go back to the keeper. Like that was what every other sort of player would have done, but he like threaded this ball straight up into the Joel Colwell's feet, and Joel laid it off, and then they were gone. They played it in behind the winger. But it all came from that one sort of pass. And his ability to break the lines is very exciting, which is weird for a central defender. But he's good at reading his reading of the game is great. And he's put on a bit of physicality. He's done quite well with the physical side of it, League One as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll play in this game. Maybe.
Probably plays against Canada though, I reckon.
Yeah, I would play Kipakio in the Kazakhstan game. But I think he could be a massive asset. Just because of that, I feel like the right side. Ben Davies, for me, I think he's better in the centre now, just because of his age and that sort of hasn't got that pace to get up and down, if you like, as a fullback. I know he can do it and he can still do it well. I just think he's more suited to being in the middle. Nico can play left or right, doesn't really matter.
Would you throw Kipakio in though? Like, not saying he can't do it, but like as far as like, has he even played for the 21s? I'm oblivious to him genuinely. Like I haven't followed him. He's
played quite a bit for the.
I'm just thinking like
he had a knee injury last year, quite a serious one. So I think he missed a big chunk of the season. Let's look at that now. But like the reason I would check him in is because I think he offers so much both ways. But I tend to think that they're more likely to have a look at both of them against the 21s.
It's interesting because there's no Connor Roberts in the squad, so I'm looking at that back line and going, I mean, Jay De Silva might actually play left back, and he might end up throwing Nico right back if he doesn't go with Kipakio. because we
I know
don't have another. I know
Bellamy
you,
rates him. That's
Ben
the other
Davis.
thing which gives me
He
sort of
does.
the feeling.
I mean,
yeah,
he's in the squad. Like he clearly, loves him.
Like he picked him in the squad at the end of last season before he didn't even play a game.
Okay. Wow.
So
okay,
like,
that's good.
he was in the Wales squad before he was in the Cardiff team.
That's mad.
Which is usually an indication of like they rate him, like, you know. But no, he's been really good this season. I was a bit worried at the start of the season how he would do with the physical side and how he would be defensively. But he's been really impressive. But being like right up there with Ruben in terms of the level of his performance.
Love that.
He hasn't put in many bad ones. I think one game he had a bit of a, not even a bad game, he just had a good winger against him, and he, you know, probably
struggled a bit.
Just had a difficult game. Like it wasn't like he did bad. Yeah, so he's played. So he played for the 21s. Stand corrected. He played all the way through the age groups up to 19s, and then just went straight up into
in. I mean,
but I mean,
you know, to do that, you've got to be a player. You've got to be a serious player. You know, to just walk into Bellamy's team. We're seeing how hard Ruben's finding. He's a bloody captain of Cardiff. Like there's, you know, it's mental really. So yeah, I'm excited to. I'll be definitely watching obviously both games, and hopefully, I want to see him in a Welsh shirt. As you know, as for Lawler as well, I'm hearing really good things about him. I don't know. I'm just trying to think now. So how do you reckon we even like line up? Are we going to go a back five like we've seen him do? He's also gone back four away as well with Bellamy. That is like with no Connor Roberts. Let's say it kind of makes things a little bit not easier, but definitely we can eliminate certain things from, you know, obviously just can't pick from him. A lot of centre backs there though. Like you basically got Cabango, Lawler, Mepham, Roden, and then Ben David. You know, 5 centre backs basically. Jadon Silva left back, Capaccio right back, and then Williams is obviously both. So it's quite interesting. Like, you know, Williams is nailed, but then you go, you know, who is it? Ben Davis, Roden, and then it's, you know, Jadon Silva left back, or is it, you know, the opposite? Nico left back, Capaccio comes in, or mate, I'm seeing Mepham's just started for fucking West Brom first game on like straight away, like walked into the side next to Nat Phillips. So, and I know Bellamy has a weird thing with Mepham, doesn't he? Like you can tell, you know, there's so many games where like he could have just brought him on and he just hasn't. Basically, I don't know. I don't know if the relationship from an outsider, it doesn't look great. I don't know. Interesting.
I wouldn't be shocked to see us go like 3-5 at the back, whatever.
Yeah.
I think, like for instance, I think Ben Davis will be the left side of that. I think Joe Roden would be the middle or the right. And then it comes down to me, I think we're more likely to see in a 3, it'll be either Cabango, or Lawler. Yeah. I really believe it'll be one of the younger lads. And I think they both offer certain things. He probably goes with Cabango because of his slightly more experience. But you got to also remember he's going to watch Dylan Lawler train as well. So like my thing with Dylan Lawler, mate, is not just his Cardiff. It's literally, I think he's going to go to the very top of the game. Like
I've heard, He reminds me of, I've seen bits of him for the 17s or 16s a few years ago, but the first thing I thought of, and when you said progressive passing, I could be wrong. Is he left-footed?
He's right-footed, but he's playing on the left-hand side,
Got you. That's maybe I was confused. He basically seems like a sort of like, you know, a watered-down version of this Dean Huijsen that's just gone to Madrid from Bournemouth. You know, that like can maraud forward, obviously really aggressive, but the passing range is just out of this world. And I'm pretty sure that's like profile-wise, if you're talking like, you know, a big name, it feels like he's like the closest thing to that basically for us. But it'll be interesting to see where because if we do play a 3, and like you said, Ben Davis on the left, Roden in the middle. If you went Lawler on that right side, it could be really interesting because that sort of right side for a centre back as a 3 opens up a lot of passing lanes. Whereas if you're in a back 4, obviously Lawler wouldn't play anyway because it'd just be Roden and, you know, Ben Davis or whoever, Mepham. But at the same time, obviously having your fullback bombing on and stuff, and having people drop, you know, wingers dropping in, maybe for, you know, Brooks coming off the line, and sort of getting it in between the lines, or even a Cullen Wilson. That, you know, that could be, Bellamy might have identified that as a bit of an out thing. Like, you know, with that Nico ball over the top for Wilson, you know, we've seen that happen. You know, it's textbook now. It's happened a few times. obviously this is more between the lines. But yeah, if he rates this Lawler that much, like he could probably walk in. It wouldn't surprise me, because I don't, Mepham's okay on the ball. Cabango's okay, but they're not threading passes. They're not, zinging things into midfield on like, a bit of, where there's quite a bit of risk involved and stuff. I think you're born with that type of passing a lot of the time. You can obviously nurture it, but yeah, mate, from what you're saying and from what bits I've seen when he was a bit younger, wouldn't surprise me if we did go a 3. He features.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Like, I just think once he sees him up close in training as well, like I almost feel like he'll force his way in. But we'll see. Maybe they save him for. And I suppose the other side of that is you could have Lawler and Capaccio play together on that right hand side of the 5.
Nico on the left.
They've already got an understanding, helps them settle, etc. But it would be a big risk, I suppose, to play 2 boys on their debut and away from home in Kazakhstan. But
it would. But artificial pitch and stuff, like
the quality, if they're good enough, they're good enough, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, if you're good enough, you're old enough, type of thing. And I think Bellamy's quite of that philosophy as well. Like we've seen him, call up really young players, and he has done again. Okay, yeah, starting and maybe it might be a sort of bridge too far, but the interesting one, like I know we're not sort of having to slag off people who've got into the squad and stuff, but like Kumas has gone quite quiet on the sort of like domestic front. I think he's on loan, isn't he, at Birmingham?
On Birmingham. No, was it Birmingham?
Yeah. I think I searched it up earlier. I think it is Birmingham. Obviously, Broadhead's gone to Wrexham. Kiefer's on fire for Wrexham, to be fair. Scoring serious goals, mate, which is not really a shock, but
he always does that, doesn't he?
He always does it. What's Cullen been like for Swansea? I'll be honest, I haven't really followed.
I think they're doing all right, mate. I don't know what he is about being like specifically, but there seems to be a bit of optimism around.
I mean, he hasn't scored a goal. They lost the first game, beat Sheff, drew with Watford, beat Sheff Wednesday. I mean, they're winning games, I guess, but no, he hasn't had a goal or an assist all season yet. I know it's only 6 games, but
so what if we said like that they're gonna go with a 5? Who would your 3 in the midfield be?
I mean, as far as like legs and stuff go, surely Jordan James is like the first name on like the defensive side of the sheet of midfield, let's say. You're going to need to play with, 5, what are we saying, like 5-3-2, and the 2 would be like, I don't know, either Kiefer and one of our sort of like false 8s, which could be Wilson or a Brooks.
Wilson off him, couldn't you? Because Wilson's been so good for Wales. Give him like a bit of a free roll.
But mate, Sorba will play. There's no way Sorba doesn't play. I'm just thinking now, Sorba has to play somewhere. He could do Sorba and Kiefer, and then you have Wilson, Jordan James, and then pick one of Brooks or Sheehan or
Sheehan,
Cullen.
Just because of balance.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think if it was that system, I think it would be and Sheehan with Harry Wilson.
And so like a narrow midfield, and then you've got basically like Sorba making runs on the sort of left side, and you've got Kiefer then maybe to hold it up and bring players into play.
And you've got
Dan James, mate.
Dan
James as well.
Yeah, Dan James away from home is a massive asset, isn't he?
Especially with Kiefer, like
they tend to. We've over the last couple of years, we've used him as a kind of like a striker almost, haven't we, on the break?
Yeah.
And I wonder whether they might do that again. It's interesting. Like we say, the squad looks a bit light, but then you go through it and you're like, well, some options. Like we haven't got Brennan Johnson in there, Mark Harris, Lewis Kumas, Nathan Broadhead, Liam Cullen.
Sparky.
Yeah, it's
some players in there, mate.
It's interesting, isn't it? Saying that, has he started Kiefer Moore yet since he took over? I don't know if he has, mate.
If he has, it's been like once, but you could be right. He might not have. You might not have,
So then from that point of view, like we're assuming Kiefer Moore, away from home, he hasn't actually used him that much, have he? So maybe he won't. Maybe it'll be more like Brennan. Dan James and Wilson or Dan James and Sorba Thomas or something. It's certainly interesting, isn't it? Like, as we always say with Bellamy, he'll definitely have some sort of plan up his sleeve to get the best out of it. It's just whether he can do it again. Like, he's had such good results. I do think this is a game that it's going to be really hard, but I think it's a game that we should be winning, really, if we want to qualify.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, 100%, mate. We're second in the group right now. Obviously, North Macedonia top by a point. Belgium on. They've only played 2 in Belgium, but they're on 4 points, so technically they could go top. But yeah, like North Macedonia only beat these 1-0 away, and they're top of the group, and North Macedonia are a decent outfit. I'd like to think we're better personally.
Well, we should have beaten them, should we?
Yeah, for sure. Like we have better players. It's just it is what it is, right? But yeah, like I'm not expecting us to go to Kazakhstan and just turn them over like 3 or 4-0. I'm expecting like 1-0, 2-0 at max, and I wouldn't be surprised if we drew 0-0. But I'm obviously hopeful that we do obviously win, mate. Like, but I saw Norway struggle again. Norway drew 0-0 with them a few months ago. They beat them at home, obviously, but like away, Austria beat them only 2-0. I know we beat them at home. I don't know, man. I just get a weird feeling about it. Like, it won't be easy. I don't care what anyone says. Like, this is not an easy place to go. We've never been there. Bellamy said, and I alluded to the Celtic thing a few weeks ago. Like, it's not a nice place to go and play football, clearly, right? Because they're turning over Champions League teams and stuff, and
yeah,
obviously domestically. But I don't know. Like, I'd bite your hand off for a 1-0. Bite your hand off.
God, yeah.
I
think that's the one, isn't it? It's just like getting something. Just win the game somehow by hook or crook. I think Wales just need to just find a victory. Like,
do you think we go there and like dominate possession? Though I'm looking at their stats against North Macedonia, mate. They had more possession than North Macedonia at home, only by a couple of percent, 53 to 47.
Like, Bellamy will want possession when he'll want us to go press them and try and win the ball up high.
100%. I'm really hoping we don't see. Remember we spoke about it for months now with the whole like second half syndrome. I really hope that doesn't come to bite us away there. But all the players that he's kind of picked, they're all playing football. We can't. That used to be an excuse for us, wasn't it? Like he was picking players that just weren't getting games. Brooks weren't getting games. Even Wilson at one point domestically weren't getting games. Brennan maybe went through a patch. So there's no excuse that all our players who are playing in the Prem and even the Champ, and obviously a couple in League One or whatever, they're all playing games of football. So, and it's early on in the season, so I don't want to hear any like they're going to be tired or anything. Like, there's no excuses for us to like go and do a job there. And on top of that, they've got the carrot of win this game, and the big boys don't even have to play against Canada. Like if they don't want to type it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's one game. Normally these 2 going around in these breaks. They've only got one effectively, like one. Like actual game, not a friendly. So I reckon it's all, Bellamy goes, all of you lads, like leave it out there. Wilson's doing 90 minutes. Most of them, if they're not sort of knackered or whatever, like should be able to do maximum minutes. Go get us the victory, and then we can go to Canada then. That's the best case scenario, I think.
Yeah, and I think the other side of that is like Bellamy will know what a difficult game this is going to be. And I think just getting a victory is the way to go. Having only one game maybe adds like a little bit of, not pressure, but almost adds like that extra bit of focus. Because like you say, some of the ones who were carrying strains and knocks and all the rest, they can just dig in and go, right, just get through this game, get 3 points. We'll send you home and we'll bring in some youngsters from the 21s or whatever and do it that way and just try and get as much of that out of the squad as they can. They just got to find a way, innit? Ultimately, I think it'll be fascinating what team he goes with. And we say this every time with Craig Bellamy. It'd be really interesting what plan he comes up with because you just can't quite guess what he's going to do. I'm just looking at it now, and if he was going to go with a 4, I think you're going to see Davis and Roden.
Yeah.
Nico Williams. And then I look at it and I'm like, well, does he go with Jay De Silva? Does he go with Capaccio? I wonder whether he goes with Capaccio just because he does seem to really like him.
Yeah.
And I don't think Jay De Silva's tore up any trees for Wales under Bellamy.
Maybe not.
He's done all right. Like he's done good. He hasn't done bad. Not saying like in any way he's done bad.
Right.
But he just hasn't come on and gone like I'm the new fullback sort of thing. Whereas, like what was it? Last game, like Colin Roberts was playing. So if Jade De Silva had grabbed his opportunity, I feel like he'd have been in instead of Connor Roberts. So I guess that's all I'm saying is like, I think he's done all right. I just wonder whether they clearly like him, so will they just play him? But that's your 4, and then Jordan James, Sorba Thomas, David Brooks is so attacking, though, isn't it? Like so attacking. So I suppose you could shift Sorba Thomas up one.
Yeah, out left or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and have Sorba Thomas and Daniel James as the wide players with Kiefer Moore through the middle, say. And then
Kiefer or Brennan, effectively, I'd say.
Yeah, one of those two. And then in the midfield, you have Jordan James.
Harry Wilson.
Could he go with Charlie Crew, maybe, to try to retain possession?
Maybe, but I think that could be a stretch too far for him personally. Like for Crew.
I think it'll be Jordan James, Harry Wilson, and then it's just who plays alongside.
It could be Sheehan, mate. Like it could actually just be Sheehan, couldn't it?
Because they can give Jordan James a little bit more freedom and tell Sheehan to set. Whereas I think Jordan James and David Brooks and Harry Wilson is
too attacking.
That's the home midfield, isn't it?
100%. Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Brooks comes on, with 35 to go or whatever, depending on how the game's going, but he'll definitely play a big, big role. Like he's having a massive impact at Bournemouth right now, like a huge impact. I watched him play. I went to the Premier League Summer Series like a month ago in Atlanta, and it was like West Ham, Bournemouth or whatever, Man U, Everton. And I obviously got to watch Brooks, and mate, he just looks so sharp. Like he's so raring to go right now, and obviously he's already taken that into the Prem. Last week beating Spurs and that, playing really good minutes. Like there's no for me, Brooks deserves to kind of play to start, but it's tough, isn't it? Because where does he really fit in?
He's a weird player, Nick. Like he hasn't got like that.
He's an enigma, isn't he? Like
in the Welsh squad, he hasn't got like that out and out position where he's like, he's my right winger or he's my number 10 or whatever.
He's so good he can do it all. That's the problem, And
that can sometimes be a hindrance to players, can't it?
Really can, man. It's like Dan James ain't going to play number 10. He's going to play on the right wing. It's just like, it's tough then, isn't it, to compete then if you're Brooks? Because well, I'm not as quick as Dan James. Away from home, it's tough to get in then. Whereas, I don't know, but I think they're all feature. Like, there's no way. Yeah, the number 9 situation will be interesting because I'm not expecting them to camp in and be like a low block. I'm really not. Like, they'll try and play. They're not they're no mugs at all from what I'm seeing. So, in a weird world, I don't know though, because Kiefer's been good domestically, but Brennan's playing Premier League minutes and scoring Premier League goals. Like, what, it's tough, man. I know it doesn't matter because you're playing for Wales, but we never get the best out of Brennan, do we, as a number 9 for Wales ever? He just looks lost.
I almost
feel
like you get more out of if you play Mark Harris through the middle because he'll just run and run and run.
Yeah, I'm not against you at all. I know.
And I think, from Bellamy's point of view and the way he wants Wales to play and the way he looks at it and the profile that he uses, I just don't think Keeper Moore fits that.
I know what you mean.
He's not really interested in a target man who wins flick-ons and leaves.
Agree.
Little link-up play and that. He wants someone who's going to
run all day, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, mate. It's a really, really fascinating one, as always, with Craig Bellamy's team selection. You can never quite guess what he's going to do. And I suppose, in one way, it's probably good, isn't it, from a Welsh point of view? Even with a weakened squad, we still can't guess the side, really. Or even the formation, let alone the side.
Right.
So that's good, because that means we've got options.
100%, mate. Yeah, it's a great problem to have, and I'm sure Bellamy, he has sleepless nights about it because, if you're on FIFA and you've got all these players, where are you playing them all? Because only 11 can start,
Chop and change his mind all the time, I'm sure.
100%.
With them, to kind of take us home and wrap us up, mate, then.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, where do you think we stand with regards to qualification now? Do you think we're in a good position? Do you think we've dropped the ball a little bit? Where do you stand with it all?
Yeah, I'm just having a look now. So North Macedonia not lost a game, drawn 2-1-2. We've won 1-2, drawn and lost 1. Obviously, Belgium have those games in hand, so you could argue, or you wouldn't even argue, they're on 10 points effectively. if you want to look at it that way. Then we obviously play Belgium in November. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. We basically need North Macedonia to like mess up a little bit, right? Like it's kind of not out of our hands, but it's not necessarily in our hands. And I think they definitely play Liechtenstein over this. Yeah, so they actually play at home to Liechtenstein. So you could again, they're on 11 points already. Effectively, we've still got to play. At best, we can be on 10. Yeah, that's a bit worrying, to be fair. Like that's a lot of pressure on this game going, on Thursday. Yeah, it ain't in our hands, is it? Let's just be honest. Like it just ain't. That one loss that we had really, I mean, just looking at the table, really hurt us there. Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle, mate. It really is. I hope we make it, but we're relying on other things happening, basically, right? They're out of our hands to a degree.
Yeah, and I think the other side of that as well is it's such a difficult game, isn't it? And like when you have a difficult game like that, and then it's a lot of pressure on the result as well. Like it makes it even more high pressure. And I think for me, if we don't win this, we're in trouble in terms of qualification. Like we'll probably still get the playoff, or maybe, but
yeah. So playoffs, what, third place? No,
yeah, I think so.
It is.
But then saying that, like I guess what would be ideal for us would be if Belgium and Kazakhstan draw. Not Kazakhstan, sorry. North Macedonia draw, and we are able to pick up a couple of wins. Maybe that opens up the group a little bit.
Belgium played Liechtenstein on Thursday, and then they play Kazakhstan. And then they play North Macedonia us. So yeah, the next sort of the two games after the first two for Belgium are really big. Whereas we're obviously playing away to Kazakhstan, and then obviously home to Belgium is massive. That is like huge. That game probably sort of shows who's going to go through. I'd imagine. Although there's two games after that, Liechtenstein and then North Macedonia at home. Again, that'll end up being huge. I'm sure things won't be sort of done then, but we have to beat Belgium somehow. I think
it's certainly going to shape the group, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
That
we have to.
Even that 4-3 loss was just brutal, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
After we got back in 3-0 down.
Just shows that like they are vulnerable, but Belgium are getting Courtois back, by the way. Courtois back in the fold. So they got the best goalie in the world back. Starvz is being bombed out, which doesn't help. Obviously makes it tough for us. Did Ward end up actually, because Ward got concussed, didn't he, for Wrexham? I don't think Ward's in the squad for this because you've concussion protocol in there. I know he's on the thing.
He is in the squad.
But like
he's on the list.
Yeah, is that an updated list though? Because that squad came out before the last domestic game. I think. Could be wrong.
Did he get knocked out completely? Did he?
Yeah, he was out for it took like 16 minutes of added time and stuff.
Oh Jesus.
Not that it matters because it seems like Darlow's number one, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, Danny Ward said to miss Wales' World Cup qualifier Kazakhstan after he was carried off injured. Fell awkwardly while trying to claim a cross. Concussion protocols, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so he's not going to be...
He won't be there.
Certainly not in the first game.
Yeah. So that's Darlow, which
for one of the other keepers to step up.
Definitely, mate. I don't know. It's interesting.
You seem very... not negative, but apprehensive about this Kazakhstan game.
I don't know whether this is the recency bias of that, the Celtic going there and stuff. I don't know. If it weren't for that, then I wouldn't have even thought about Kazakhstan on the map of football or anything. But I just looking at their recent fixtures now, I don't know. We haven't played for a while, and we're missing a few big players. I don't know. I hope we get it done. Obviously, I'm praying we get it done. But the issue is there's a lot of pressure on it. Like you said, it being only one game, and then it being like, if we don't get 3 points and Belgium just scoop up 6 points now with 2 games in hand, because they'll still have 1 game in hand after the end of this like at the end of this international break, because they would have played twice, but you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think
points, don't we?
Somehow, yeah, we do. We need Kazakhstan to somehow nick a couple of points off them after the game against us. So yeah, I don't know. It is a bit worrying, but I'm not confident that we'll get the job done, but I'm expecting us to a degree. Like, it's just not easy. Even if it was at home, obviously different story, but it's a lot of travel, mate. A lot of travel. Players with niggles and Harry Wilson's moving to Leeds, by the way. I don't know if you saw that, but
no,
Wilson's like going, like he's on some guy did like not a cheat sheet, but all the transfers that are like needing to go through in the next 2 hours. Apparently Leeds are like, Leeds came really close to signing Harry Wilson on a permanent deal, but Fulham pulled the plug. That was 54 minutes ago. Wow.
Interesting. Got like such a Welsh contingent at Leeds.
Mad, didn't it? Mad. Yeah, it looked on then, and then clearly. Yeah, here we go. Leeds were given the green light.
Yeah, just looking now, it looks like this was an hour ago. It looks like he's staying after Fulham changed.
Yeah, you're right.
I would have been quite shocked if they'd sold him. He's one of their best players. Like,
I know they are.
But they always put him on the bench.
I know they put him on the bench against United on the weekend. To be fair, he did pick up a knock the week before, actually, but I don't know. But he did come on. They were going to sign that Tariq George from Chelsea for like 20 odd mil, but apparently he's staying now. So maybe that's the knock-on effect of Wilson staying and whatever. I don't know. I think we'll win, but I'm, you know what I'm like. I always get a bit dodgy when it's away, and
it's been so long since you've watched Wales play under Craig Bellamy that you've forgotten just how good we are.
How good we are. Yeah. Maybe it's that. Yeah, it probably is that, to be honest. So
you need to go back, watch that 4-3 loss to Belgium. But like, turn it off when it gets to 3-3 and just pretend the game finished.
And then we nick the point.
3-3 equaliser, boom, finished. There we go.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Jobs are good then.
Right, give me a score prediction, mate.
I can't see past 1-0, mate. I can't. I can't see how we score more than that, and I really hope and pray that we don't concede. So I'm going for a nice sturdy 1-0 away win. I'll bite your hand off for it. What about you?
Yeah, I tend to think it'll be a 1-0, but just for the sake of being different, I'm gonna say 2-1. 2-1 Wales.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I could probably say this because it's a recorded episode.
Yeah.
Ruben Colwill was called up to the Wales squad, but has picked up an injury.
No way.
Joel Colwill has taken his place.
Really?
But I might need to remove that because I don't know if that's
might not come out in time.
I could check that with
that's mental.
A Welsh Sky Sports support. How gutted would that be if he got called up and then
so unlucky, mate.
Yeah, and then like you got to be happy for your brother then as well.
And yeah.
Well done.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny.
But there we go. It is, isn't it? I think Wales will do the job, mate. I think it's going to be obviously difficult though, and to me, the main thing is just win. Just win. Just find a way. Just win.
Yeah.
Like just get the 3 points, and then you can let other teams worry about what they're doing. Just make sure we don't drop points now is what we got to do, because that's an issue, isn't it? It's like we cannot drop any more points really.
Can't
so
happen.
We've got to make sure that we do the jobs.
Yeah, literally just cannot happen. Simple as.
You know, hopefully Belgium and North Macedonia will drop some. We'll get our 3 for this round. Bit of a weird one, isn't it? To only have the one game. But I mean, what do you think? Like just on the Canada one, would you just give all the sort of young players, squad players, everyone else a go effectively?
I think so, mate. Depending on how the Kazakhstan game goes, and if Bellamy wants to sort of trial anything ready for maybe, the Belgium game, because like he doesn't have much contact time. So like as much as it's a friendly, like it'll still be very valuable, I think. And so yeah, taking into account, I don't think he'll just like rip out 11 randomers, but at the same time, he'll definitely give minutes to players that maybe like your Mephams and stuff that haven't really had too many minutes under Bellamy. Give him a chance. And obviously the younger ones as well, goes without saying. But I don't think we'd see I don't know, maybe we would. It all depends on the Kazakhstan game. If they leave everything out on the pitch there, and players are knackered and stuff, and yeah, maybe there's room to call up maybe even some others that aren't in the squad and stuff at late notice. I don't know. Is the Canadian game at home?
Yes, it's Swansea.
Oh, okay. So at least it's not in Canada, like flying wise and stuff for players on standby.
Yeah, Jesus, can you imagine?
All the best.
I think you'd have loads of pullouts, wouldn't you, for the second game? Then
so many.
No, none of the clubs won the players travelling for that second game.
No,
but
not after going to Kazakhstan as well. You'd be doing a world tour.
Yeah, I know. So do you reckon next international break we've got 2 games, 6 weeks time?
Yeah.
Hopefully Ethan Ampadu's back. That's the big one for me. If we can get him back for that international break in 6 weeks, I think we'll be flying.
Yeah, that's the only.
I think he makes
only
the
question
balance, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he's the only one, isn't it? He's the only one that you'd be like worried about. That like he's the only one that walks into the team basically that we don't have. So yeah, 100%.
Fingers crossed, mate. Right, Harry, as always, is an absolute pleasure to talk Welsh football with you. Been far too long.
Way too long.
But we will be back next Monday, probably next week. I don't know.
Yeah, wherever
we'll
day.
Work it out. One day next week we'll be back for the old Cymru and Birth podcast, where we'll discuss Wales's Kazakhstan victory. Positive mental thinking. See what I did there?
Yeah, I like it.
Positive attitude. I'm gonna have to. I wish I hadn't said
positive
that.
outcome.
I'm gonna have to bloody edit that out now. I know I am. There we go. Right, nice one.
All the best, mate.
In a bit. Or at least it would be if I could end the stream.